Welcome down to Chessington, a World of Adventures. It's our August update here from the park, and we will start it here. Obviously, we know the bridge is closed for the foreseeable future, but since our last visit, the signage has been taken down from Wanyama Village and, of course, Safari. If you want to ride Safari, you'll need to go around the zoo and into the back way. So all signage down, everything's down. It does still advertise the ride round the left-hand side, but not so much at the top. Right. Our first trip today is actually going to be on Toon Blaster. There's a lot of people talking about Toon Blaster and the condition of it, the state of it and everything like that. And whilst the outside bits weren't quite finished off the way we thought they were going to be, some of the wall bits haven't been done. I think this still says Cash Bar Cafe round here, for instance. I don't know about the ride. So let's get on, let's see what's going on, and we'll give our thoughts on it when we get off. Now in Toon Blaster, they do have some new stickers on the floor as well to show you how many people can go in each car as we get on. And then you've got numbers on the back of the seats as well. I mean, it's a little bit falling apart, that. But at least it's not moving, I guess. Whilst we walk up here before we reflect on Toon Blaster, it's worth noting that the Quarties have left the park. Certainly time being, the signage is down, so all the climbing materials they've got around river rafts no longer in use. There's some scenes from inside Toon Blaster. Now, we've read a lot online. We've read some silly things like the vents being open at the top. They're open and closed at the park's discretion. It's exactly the same on Curse of Autumn Manor as well. When it's really hot, they open the vents. It gets a little bit of light in. Don't get me wrong, there doesn't have to be light around quite a lot of the fire doors, which are quite light. They could fix that. In terms of the ride, I still think the sound in particular and the lighting is brilliant. The only time the lighting's not good is the final scene where there's too much ultraviolet, and obviously where the skeletons come down, which is again all ultraviolet. Yeah, that needs to be changed. It wasn't like that either when it opened, which is a bit weird. It's got a bit lighter. I appreciate that it can be a scary ride and it's not, you know, notoriously dark, but leave it dark. Just leave it dark. People will get used to it. Now there are obviously some effects that aren't working. Boulder hasn't worked for years, in fairness. We did video in there as well, the bit that is falling apart, the column that moves. It's obviously not moving at the moment, fall apart. So yeah, there's obviously some love that needs in there, but I don't think it's as much as what people make out. You know, get the boulder done, get the tunnel fixed, and get the column fixed, sort out a little bit of lighting. And I think the rest of it's working really well. Targets seem to be working quite well. Cody's gun was a bit hit and miss, but generally actually it's been a lot better since it's had the new guns a couple of years ago. I don't think it would benefit from a Curse of Autumn Manor style retheme. Some new effects perhaps, but trains are too big. I think it works really well as a shooting ride because of the size of it. Let us know what you think. That's Toon Blaster. Right, there's Tiger Rock. Whilst there's not a lot to show you on there different to what we've shown you before, it is worth mentioning in our update that that did close mid-July and was supposed to be closed for the whole of summer, right there up to the 31st of August, but it was open a couple of days later, which is great news. And there are some boats in the car park, which we will try and get pictures of later. There are still some bits being stored, but you can see, I think, where a lot of it's been moved and tidied up. We have new signs up. So obviously Temple of Mayhem was supposed to be closed leading into the summer and then reopening for the summer period. However, it has now been announced it is closed for the rest of 2024. What does fate hold for this? Well, again, I would argue it's quite a simple ride and attraction. It has been here quite a long time, although it's had a facelift. They kind of haven't continued with some of the decor on it. It's been heavily noted, the distinct lack of balls. Well, there's no balls now. Everything is locked up for the season, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. But it won't be open for 2024. Here is Chinatown. I don't know whether this is a permanent fixture. I can't see it's a summer fixture, or well, a summer festival fixture, because
this is fun, I'm sure.
I wouldn't call this summer festival. I don't think it's permanent, but it's certainly here for the summer period. I think it's probably worthy as an update, as it is again nice to have some different cuisines and things. With spring rolls, prawn crackers, and you can get steamed rice, which you like, chicken balls, katsu curry.
Sounds very nice.
$17.95. Probably won't get a discount on that, but $17.95. And again, the taster is down for help. Yeah, I mean it does. But yeah, nice little update from Chessington to have more food for the summer. Things I do keep forgetting to mention is the repainted goblins and the phone box that's gone.
Yeah,
phone box in particular, that has been here quite a few years, advertising the rainforest, probably four years now, has gone. It did go a couple of months back, I won't lie to you, but I keep forgetting to mention it. Now, the Gruffalo meet and greet is also open. Last time we were here, this actually opened the next day. We were here for the vampire tour. By the time we walked back through, all the fencing and everything was down. In our was it not? No. Well, in our update, we were looking through the fence at it, but it is now open, so you can come and meet and greet at the Gruffalo. It looks really nice. I think it's a little bit more popular than Room on a Broom by the looks of things. I always like to check in on these areas, part of our update. And actually, this was really overgrown last time, and it's not so overgrown now. This is another thing we like to check on our updates. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's not. I don't know if it's damage related or if they just don't want people up there. But when you walk all the way around here, bear in mind there's only one entrance here, it's nice to go up and, you know, look at everything. Yeah, see the animals, especially on a day like this, because we can actually see they are out in the field. I don't know whether this is just opened for anything really, but I haven't seen inside of here for ages. Definitely didn't look like that last time. You know what, in our main video this morning we said, didn't we, we wanted to get evacs off Dragon's Fury like Kurt, and we didn't. And then these lucky people here, look. I'll get an evacs. I don't think that's fair, Cody. Look how close that is. The geeky shots are the best shots. We do say about the lack of activity down here at Scorpion Express. However, you know, silly things you pick up on, things like tree cutting and bush cutting is taking place. You know, we were first to report that the electronic sign had gone from over this side, but as we said, you know, if one breaks around the park, why not use it? At the end of the day, the signage is still up for the ride, despite reports. The signage is also still on the side of the building, which we'll show you shortly. Now, funnily enough, some of these carriers down here and some of these pallets are new, and they've clearly had parts on because they are shrink wrapped. So it's an interesting theory. We've been closed for about a year and a half. We can see unwrapping on the station, and we can see clearance. Now, it is still overgrown, don't get me wrong. And if I had a hedge at a bet, I would probably argue that a tree has fallen down. Whilst not damaged the fence, might be the reason for the cutting, but obviously if they don't need access to it, why cut it straight away? Scorpion Express at the moment remains dormant. We're on the way out the park to give the final part of the update, which is down at the car park. However, there is a new ride and attractions height guide. When I say a height guide, it's an approximate height guide, I assume, because it doesn't quite hit the floor. But that aside, I probably wouldn't have put that on there. You can see obviously where the rides fall in there. You will notice that Scorpion Express isn't on there, but this is a really nice board. They used to have something like this at the entrance back in the day. Obviously at the bottom entrance, this entrance wasn't really in use much, but there wasn't one of these in the bottom entrance when we last come. I'd imagine there is now, so these are definitely new, looking very, very fresh. This is the first time they've had permission to do work down here, and they are indeed making the car park a little bit more bearable with the base panels going down. So this car park is being worked on, and I'd imagine this would be quite good to use, particularly during Halloween and Christmas. It's the flattest of all the car parks. It probably isn't the one I'd have done first, to be honest, but I don't know quite what the rules and regulations are of it. But it's good to see A, them doing the car parks, and B, the council giving them permission to do the car parks. So there were Tiger Rock boats here this morning, however they have actually been moved as the day goes on, but we do have some Gruffalo boats out here though. There we have it, the boats that were inside are now outside out in the car park. It'd be nice to see them repaired back on the track, obviously. Better capacity, the better. But that's our update here from Chessington World of Adventures. I really implore people to take the positives on their days out of theme parks, and particularly some of the work in which they are doing. Yes, we'd like to see more, but it's not like they're doing nothing. Chessington World of Adventures, that's our August update. Next update, hopefully, we'll start seeing some preparation for Halloween.